Hey Flosstube, this is Christy the Ring Floss Stitcher. Welcome back to my channel. If you are my subscriber, if you're brand new, hi, hello, welcome. I'm Christy, I'm a cross stitcher. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. This is my channel where I mostly talk about cross stitch. I know it's been about 8 months since I last did a Flosstube video. It's been a long time. I know, I'm sorry. Nothing really has happened, nothing good or bad. I did move from Okinawa, Japan to California. My husband's active duty military, he's a Marine. We are stationed here for hopefully another 4 years. These are the last 4 years before he retires. Yeah, and then after that we don't know what's going on. Hopefully he'll get a job. If it's out of state, I'm totally fine with that. We were at a party, a birthday party for a neighbor last weekend, and they're all military, so they're like, oh, so where do you plan to go when you get out? And we're like, oh, we kind of want to go back to Texas. If my husband can get a job over there, then we want to go to Texas. And so I was like, oh, do you have family in Texas? We're like, no, that's why we want to go there. All our family's here in California. So since we've been back, we got here in June. We've been busy just seeing family like every weekend. My husband and I were both from San Diego, so we're home. Our parents live about an hour away, and they live within 5 minutes of each other. So if we go down to visit one, we have to go stop by and visit the other. If we don't go down there and visit them, they'll come up and visit us. So that means I'm constantly like getting packing up, because if we go see them, we tend to spend the night. So I need to pack up for family 5, so I have to do laundry, make sure the house is clean, so we have to worry about it when we get back and all that stuff. If people are coming here, then I have to clean the whole entire house, and all of that takes me away from cross stitching. It takes me away from Flosstube. So I've been busy. I have not been stitching as much as I used to in Japan, just because there's just so much other stuff going on. And then my middle child, oh, my little middle child, he got 3 awards last week for one of them was perfect straight A's, and I forgot what the other ones were, but he's my little overachiever, so we also had to do that too. My mother-in-law is not doing too great. That's kind of the main reason why I moved back to California, was to be closer to my in-laws. My mother-in-law has been going through dialysis for the last 25 years, but in the last 2 years her health has kind of gone a bit downhill. So that was our main reasons to coming back to California, was so we can be closer to her, and then also like the kids can spend more time with her. They're older now, they're gonna make a lot of good memories, and we just want to keep that going for them. And so that's the whole reason why we're here. So that's a lot for me to talk about. I had a bunch of questions. On my videos in the past few months. I had a lot of questions about friction pins. I had different ones asking about how I grid, how I sketch up my work, how I use them to mark things, and all these wonderful great questions. So thank you so much. I try to answer all of them as much as possible, but I plan to do a full longer video where I go more into depth talking about my friction pins and my methods and my thinking behind what I do. It is a little complicated, it is a little weird, but it works for me. I do have ADHD, so yes, all those questions will be answered in that video. I'll also be gridding a piece in real time, so you can see how long it takes, because that was another question: how long did it take me to grid up a fabric? Of course, it depends on whatever piece I'm working on. So yes, I will be doing all that in that video. If you have any questions about friction pins, put it in the comments down below on this video or any of my other videos, and I'll try to address all those questions in that video. I hope to record the video sometime next week. Editing and uploading may take a month to do, I'm sorry, but yeah, the holidays are coming up. We got Christmas parties, we got my kids' birthdays and anniversaries, and a bunch of stuff coming up, so I will try my best to upload the video as soon as possible, but it's going to give you enough time to hopefully to ask any more questions you might have. If you have any other questions that's not friction pin related, go ahead and ask too. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you have, and I'll probably answer those other questions in that video as well. Moving on to WIP Go. I do plan to participate in WIP Go in 2025. I didn't this year because I had too much stuff on my plate going on with all the move and everything. So I decided not to participate in WIP Go this year, but I have everything prepared for WIP Go 2025. I have my papers here. I do need to cut this up and put it in a spiral binder. I do have all the tools to make spiral binding, so you can see right here. I think I will go more into depth on this on my first Flosstube WIP Go video of 2025. I'll explain my board. It is a complicated board. It is way different than what I did in 2023 and 2022. So if you want to see that, go ahead and wait, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and hopefully the video, as of right now, I don't know how I'm going to schedule it or how I'm going to do it. I don't know if I'm going to do a daily vlog style or a weekly vlog style and then just upload one video a month. Most likely it'll be one video a month. I don't know yet how I'm going to work it out. Once you see the first video and I explain to you how my board is, it's a little bit complicated and crazy, but it's gonna hopefully work for me. So yes, that's all gonna be in that video. It's gonna be challenging. Let me just leave it at that. It's gonna be challenging. Okay, I do have my computer's on right now. Hopefully I don't need anything from the computer, so I'm not turning around too much. So I have my desktop here. I have my Mac computer there. I'm uploading videos right now, time-lapse videos. And then I also have my laptop where I have all my pattern keeper. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking at pattern keeper. That's what I'm looking at. Now to the main event. This is my WIP and stash parade. I've done this video 3 years ago and then 6 years ago, so I'm gonna keep it consistent with every 3 years. I'll be coming out with this video. The other two were around this time of the year too, like November, December, so I'm gonna keep it at that as well. Keeping it towards like the end of the year. WIP parade and stash parade, those are two kind of separate things. How I divide my pieces, let me explain. Hold on, did I mention that I'm gonna have a lot of bad editing? Okay, my brain just likes to stop mid-sentence and I forget where I'm going. And then also my camera shuts off at around 25-minute mark. So I will be putting in a lot of bad editing in here. I am so sorry. But let's get into this. All right, behind me you can see 3 somewhat empty boxes. Yes, this is a new Calyx shelving unit. I used to record in front of my old one back in Japan that had water damage from typhoon, so I didn't bring that back. That stayed behind. We were gonna throw it out, but someone else wanted it, so if they wanted it, then they can deal with all that. We told them there was water damage, that's why we're throwing it, and they still said they wanted it. Whatever. When we came back to California, I bought this one. It's larger than the other one I had before. This is a 5x5, so it's 5 across and 5 down. Much bigger, holds a bit more. These 3 boxes here, these 3 squares, this is my WIPs. These are okay, my active WIPs are WIPs that I have on frames. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces on frames currently. Those are my active WIPs. These are my WIPs on deck. These are in a plastic box. These are boxes I bought in Japan from Daiso. There are Daiso stores in the US. So happy. The Daiso that I loved in Japan was 2 stories. So if you don't know what Daiso is, you need to go check it out. This is like the Japanese dollar store equivalent, or 100 yen store. When we first got to Japan 3 years ago, 100 yen equaled about 98 cents. So it was almost like almost exactly $1, almost. Very close. By the time we left Japan, it was 163 yen to US dollar. So this was 200 yen, and that equaled to about $1.20. So I think that was a great deal for these. I got a bunch of these. I think I got about 20 at least. So these are boxes. They're hard, they're sturdy, they're clear. This one I can fit 2 of my floss organizer in them. If I have needles in those floss organizers, this box is gonna help it so it doesn't get crushed. I do have little labels on them. They do fit long ways like this. I can go stack them 5 high in those squares and 2 deep. So in each of these boxes I can fit 10. I don't. I just put 6 because I have something else in the way. You're gonna see those in the later on in this video. And then also I have them all labeled. So if I'm looking for a certain WIP, I can just the other thing I have in the way, I can easily pull that down, take a look, find the label that I'm looking for, pull that WIP out, and then put those on the frame. That's how I have these organized. So I have my active WIP rotation, and then I have my WIPs on deck. So these are my WIPs. These are my pieces that I hope to focus on for 2025, and hopefully get stitching on them. Smaller ones, I do hope I can finish them in 2025. If I don't, that's fine. My goal for WIP Go is just to get as much stitching done as possible. My goal is not too much of finishing, because that's putting up too much pressure on myself, and I don't want to do that, because if I put too much pressure, I'm gonna let myself down, and I'm a people pleaser even to myself. So if you put the bar really low, then you're not gonna disappoint yourself. That's what I'm getting at. So yes, I'm trying to be nice to myself, and yeah. Okay, let me have another sip of coffee real quick. Okay, first thing first, on my stand I have a WIP. It's too big for me to pull it out right now, so I'm gonna put a picture right here. So I have one picture here of my current WIP that I'm working on, and then another picture here of what's supposed to be when it's complete. That's why I'm a little offside, so I can put pictures here when I'm editing. This is Wizard Game Mandala from Atomic Tiki Pins. I am at about 20,300 stitches out of 26,843. I'm currently sitting at a little over 43%. So that is great. This piece, I started doing the back stitching as I went early on, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna pause it and worry about back stitching later. I'm now deciding that now I'm gonna pull this back up. I just put on the frame. I haven't stitched on it in almost a year. I'm gonna, before I continue stitching, I'm gonna do all the back stitching, and I will record all that back stitching, and I will upload it later on. So yes, that is coming up very, very soon. Moving on to my next piece is right here, the Great Hall. So this is one of my pieces. It is a Russian chart. I have quite a few Russian ones. I love these designs. One thing I love about them is that the designs itself calls for half stitches, full stitches, and other things like that, and I think it looks amazing when you step back and look at the whole piece together. It just gives it a little bit something to design. Side note, some of these designers, because they're in Russia with the whole Russian-Ukraine conflict, there are sanctions, and Etsy shut down their shops. I was in talk with one of the designers, and she was telling me how frustrated she was, and unfortunately her shop was shut down before we were able to finish the conversation. I was hoping to purchase one of her charts, and that's why we're talking, trying to figure out how I can pay her. But yeah, her shop has been shut down. I don't know how she's doing. She did convey that she was kind of stressing out about everything, because that was her main source of income for her family, was her Etsy shop and selling the PDFs. So I don't know what happened to her. Hopefully she's doing okay, and she was able to find another source of income. But anyways, loves these designs, especially this one. I purchased this one about 5 years ago. Started stitching on it 4 years ago. Here is the piece. I'm gonna put it right here. So that's why I'm putting these on the side for the lighting. This one is 14,670 stitches out of 22,490. Wait, actually no, I'm sorry, let me take that back. This piece, because there are half stitches and full stitches, when pattern keeper on the side where it has the legend, or the key, whatever you want to call it, they do not tell you if it's full stitches or half stitches. So I have this on PDF twice on Pattern Keeper. One of them I highlighted all the PDF, I highlighted all the full stitches and marked them as stitch, and then I did the opposite to the other one. So I use one just strictly to help me stitch all the half stitches, and then the other all for the full stitches. And I do go back and forth between the charts and work that way. So overall I think this one is at 60%, maybe a little bit less, but as you can see it is more than halfway complete. Welcome to Diagon Alley. I do like things in sets. So this one had a set of 4. I've already completed 2. One of them I still have ongoing on my channel. The finish is coming very, very soon. This piece, I am at 11,565 stitches out of 22,528 stitches. So I am at 51% finish. And there is one more of these charts, which I'll show you later on from the set. This is Hogwarts in a bottle. I have 10,329 stitches out of 23,955 stitches. Wait, no, I take that back. Again, this one has half stitches and full stitches, and I have it on Pattern Keeper twice, 2 different PDFs. One has all the half stitches marked, the other one has all the full stitches marked. So this one, I believe in total is about 40% done. So 40%. Okay, this one, this is a set, is from a seller on Etsy. She did figure out a workaround on how to keep her channel or her Etsy shop up. So you can find this chart and more. I actually have 3 of her WIPs, or 3 of her charts. This is just one of them. This is Hogwarts. I have 8,870 stitches out of 25,394. So I'm just under 35% done. I know it's kind of hard to see because some of the threads are light blue and the fabric is light blue. I did dye the fabric myself for all 3 pieces. I did them all at the same time, so they're all very similar. This one I will have pictures on Instagram soon so you can see up close on what it looks like. Okay, so the last WIP I have on a frame is my Magic Potion cell. I have 10,918 stitches out of 27,786 done, which is just over 39%. So this is a Magic Potion temperature cell. This is going to be a very long piece. Every shelf is a month. Every bottle on the shelf is a day, and it's the temperature, the color of the bottle itself is depending on what the temperature was. This is the temperatures from 2023 in Okinawa, Japan. This was the last full year that we lived in Japan. I knew at the beginning of the year I wanted to stitch on a temperature cell, and halfway through the year I found that one. I was too busy with WIP Go at the time to finish stitching on that, and then with the move I wasn't able to finish it, so I'm still working on it now. When I pull it out to work on it, I do 1 full shelf at a time. So I do 1 full shelf, I record it, I work on editing later, I put it away, I stitch on other things, and then after a while I'll pull it out and do another shelf. So I am done with January, February, and April on that piece. Okay, so I'm gonna take a quick break right here and put some of these WIPs away and get the next set ready to go. I'm back. Okay, so these are my WIPs on deck. So these are in boxes that are over here. I am not going to show you what it all looks like right now. If you're wondering what's in these boxes right here, these 2 squares Those boxes belong to WIPs that are on the frame, so that's why I didn't pull those out. The other ones I have them stacked over here because I have them pulled, and I want to show you in just a moment. These ones over here, I'm hoping to start these, but I'm not too I'm not feeling it right now, so I'm debating if I should do these or put them in the stash pile. I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. So these are on timeout, and I'm just gonna leave them there for now. If I stitch on them, I stitch on them. If I don't, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna put too much pressure on myself for those pieces. Moving on to my WIPs on deck. Starting with Expecto Patronum. So this, it goes with the other set that I showed you earlier from the Russian designer. I believe her name is Fun Sheep. So this is where I'm at with that. That is 2,012 stitches out of 26,451. So I'm about 7% done. It's not a lot, but it is Harry Potter related, obviously. Most of my pieces are. Moving on to the next one. This is also from that same set. So this is the third one in that series. This is Hogwarts Express. I'm at 4,000 stitches out of 24,837. So I'm at 16%. Next up is my Heaven and Earth Design Mini Wisdom. This is to 20,329 stitches out of 84,500. So I'm at 24%. Okay, this is Wizard Alley. It is another Harry Potter piece, of course. This is from Atomic Tiki Pins. I'm currently sitting at 12,239 stitches out of 90,059 stitches. This is gonna be a long piece. It's another mandala. Next, this is Harry Potter book cover. This is from Fox and Teacup, I believe. I have the other sister chart too, which is a stained glass mermaid. I'll show, that's in my stash, so I'll show that later on. So this one is 15,829 stitches out of 121,975. So I am at just under 13%. This is 2,000 stitches complete out of 22,528 stitches, so I'm just under 9%. This piece is a kit, so I do not have it on Pattern Keeper. I cannot tell you the percentage I'm at or how many stitches, but I can tell you that it's roughly a halfway point. I did use the Roll Rose method, so I have like a good almost straight line there. This is making a mini portrait. Fine, everything's fine. This piece is another one from Atomic Tiki Pins. I have so many of her charts. I love them all. I want to stitch on them all, but unfortunately I have not started on this one yet. So this is Pirate Crest, and it's 17,549 stitches, but I haven't started it. So okay, this next piece is another kit. This is from a Russian company. I've had a few more other kits. I haven't started on those yet, but one thing I've noticed is that the fabric that comes in the kit only gives you an inch margin all the way around. If you're working on quantum frames like I do, you need more than an inch to get the fabric onto those quantum frames. So I had to swap it out. I originally swapped out the white Aida for a different white Aida, a larger piece. I don't know why I had such a large piece in my stash, but I was able to swap it out. I started stitching on it. I wasn't too happy with the way it came out, so I scrapped that whole idea, and the video is still on the playlist. So if you go to Kingdom of Books, you can see my first attempt at doing this. I ended up scrapping that whole thing and decided to do it again on this time Ivory Ada. I do have a bolt of Ivory Ada. It's not new anymore. I've used it up quite a bit, but I still have some left. A bolt is 10 yards. I have 10 yards of Ivory Ada, so I do have quite a bit enough to do this piece and to finish it, and I am currently at about halfway done. So this is what it looks like. For me, I was just struggling. Normally I go from left to right and I kind of slowly make my way, kind of like the old school typewriters where you ding 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 ding, and then you got the little bell and you have to move it back over to the far left side. That's normally how I stitch, but for this piece I was struggling doing that. So what I found that works for me is just focusing on one book at a time, and just work on the one book and just focus on one book. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. I do have a big chunk that's supposed to be here, the big middle piece. I don't know when I'll get around to stitching on that, but that is it for my WIPs, for my WIPs on deck. I have recorded this video so many times and it's like way past the 2-hour mark. That's why I keep trying to do it again and again and again, and this time it's working a bit better. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video real quick, pause the recording. I'm gonna put all these away and pull out the next ones. So the next ones are all my other WIPs. Like you can see the box right here, this is a larger box. It's full of a bunch of WIPs, so I'm gonna pull that one out. I have a similar box on this side here. I want to pull that out, and then I have another box that you can't see in frame, and those are all my stash. So these stash, they are pieces that I want to focus on in the next 3 years. If I can start them, great. Again, my goal is not to finish anything. Well, if I finish something, good, but my main goal, my main purpose is just to get as much stitching as possible. Of course, some pieces are going to get finished in the process, which is good, but if I don't complete them, that's fine. I'm not putting too much pressure on myself. So let me go ahead, put these away and grab those, and I'll be right back. Okay, so as you can see, I have these 3 squares covered up. I have currently 6 WIPs behind each of them. There's also the box underneath. You can kind of see that box there. So that's how these boxes, or how these squares usually are when I'm not actually trying to pull things out and put them on frames. So those are my WIPs on deck. My WIPs on frames are over here out of the picture, so you can't see them. And now moving on to my stash. So these are boxes. I had this one box here, and then you can kind of see this box. The stuff in the box right now is was on top of the boxes. I just moved things around for now. Well, I have the boxes actually in front of me. I have 2 right here and 1 off to the side right there. Everything in these boxes are in Ziploc bags, and they are loud, and by the time I pull everything out, it's going to be either noisy or it's going to be time consuming. So this video is already long enough as it is. I'm trying to keep everything kind of short, so to make things a little bit easier. If I had already stitched on it, I will post pictures here on what it looks like. I'm going to quickly go through everything as much as possible, but just keep in mind, this is not all my stash. I do have another box upstairs. We have a storage room. We have storage room and a storage closet. So my storage room is an actual bedroom that we converted into a storage room. We have all our extra stuff up there. I have all my extra craft stuff up there, and I do have a big tub, a big box, storage box of all my other stitching stuff, WIPs, things that I do not plan to show you in this video, but there's more. So I'm trying to get this video as small as possible. I do have other charts on my computer. I have it on my external hard drives, other pieces that I purchased that I was hoping on stitching eventually. Many of them, I think I'm just gonna put a parade of videos right here so you can see what I'm talking about. These are all charts that I have. Most of these, they're really small. Some of them are only 8,000 stitches or less. For me, that's small. 8,000 stitches, I can stitch on that in a week and be done with it. So these are just little WIPs that I pop in in between my big ones to give me a little bit of a break from the big ones. So I'm not constantly like just working on big projects. I have a bunch of small ones. You saw me stitching on a bunch of these back in 2022. That year I had about 25 finished pieces. Most of them were small like these. So they're a lot of quick stitches for me. So I'm not gonna spend too much time planning every single one of these out. Hopefully in the next 3 years, I'll not only stitch these but finish them. They're small enough that I could finish them. Some of these you probably saw them on my last Flosstube video when I talked about my traveling pieces. These were my traveling pieces that I have not started yet that I still need to work on. I still have them fully kitted up. I have the fabrics, I have the threads, everything's good to go. I just need to find a break into my other WIPs to stitch on them. Okay, so these are pieces that are on my pattern keeper. They are kitted up. They are pieces I want to start working on. It's just right now they're in the boxes. They're getting they're waiting to be put in one of these boxes. They want to go up to on the deck, but I have so many big WIPs that I need to finish some of those before I put these other big ones on there. So Heaven Earth Designs, I have on pattern keeper, Life is an Open Book, Sunday Morning, Eternal Love. I have 2 more, but those are actually upstairs in my other tub, so I'm not gonna mention them right now because they're not in my stash. They're up in storage. Okay, so moving on, I'm just going down from whatever I have in order on my pattern keeper. So we're gonna go next to coffee and tea. I'll put that right here. This piece, I have the kit. I purchased the kit years ago, but like 2 years ago when I started working on my Willowware, I've already completed it. I finished it last year. Willowware, I love pattern keeper. I try to use pattern keeper as much as possible, but Willowware, I was trying to stitch on it and I was struggling with the little area that had a little bit of confetti. I really looked hard. It didn't take me that long, but I did find the PDF to go with it. On these kits, there's a little icon on the bottom part of it that says Cooler Designs. I found the website and I found the PDF. Even though I already had a kit, I did purchase the PDF and I threw a PDF on Pattern Keeper. It worked perfectly, so I went through all my kits. Anything that I found that little icon of Cooler Designs, I went to the website and I purchased it. So this is the second one of the PDF I purchased. It is on Pattern Keeper now. I do have the kit. I'm going to try to use everything that came in the kit to stitch on it. So yes, so this is one of 2. I'll show the second one later on. I'm sorry. This is technically the second one because Willowware was the first one. So the third one I meant to say. I don't have it on Pattern Keeper right now, but I do have it in PDF and I do plan on stitching on it later. Moving on, here is Mandrake. Mandrake is of course another Harry Potter piece. I do have this on Pattern Keeper. There's a lot of back stitching and back stitching that you don't show this on Pattern Keeper. So for me, what I'm seeing on Pattern Keeper is just a little Mandrake and then the other little designs. So yeah, here is Mermaid, Stained Glass Mermaid, I'm sorry. Stained Glass Mermaid. This piece is from Fox and Teacups. I'm working on the other sister chart, which is a Harry Potter book cover that I showed earlier. So these 2 are from the same sellers. When I normally do pieces from the same seller, I try to stitch on one at a time. So once I'm sick and tired of working on the Harry Potter book cover and that need to take a break, I'll swap it out with this one. So that's coming soon, hopefully. I kind of do want to start it rather sooner than later. Moving on is Ravenclaw Christmas. This is a Ravenclaw common room with the Christmas tree, obviously. It's all kitted up, ready to go. It's just for seasonal things like this, I only want to stitch one at a time. So this piece is going to replace the Hogwarts in the Castle, but I'm sorry, Hogwarts, no, what's it called? the Great Hall. So the Great Hall is that little one I showed earlier, which I have it right here. This is a Christmas piece. I only stitch on it during Christmas time. That's why it's taken me 4 years to do this. This, for example, is 20 something stitches, 20,000 stitches. I do 1,000 stitches a day. I should have this done within a month, but I'm not a monogamous stitcher, and I only stitch on it during Christmas time. So that's why it's taken me so long to do this. Once I'm done with this, then I'll move on to the Ravenclaw Christmas. So that way we'll be replacing this when this is finished. And the next one I have is Mario. This piece, I'm not really into video games at all. My boys are, and this piece I want to do for the rooms. I need to start stitching on it soon because they are little now, and I don't know if they will like it later. It's 39,000 stitches, but to be honest, I think it'll be easy stitch just because there's not too much color change. There's 12 or 13 different colors, and you just put the black outline and then just cover it in with the colors. It's very simple. The only thing is just it's a long piece of fabric, a very long piece, so that's what's going to take so long, is just to actually get stitching on that. But it's all kitted up, it's ready to go. I just needed to actually start stitching on it. I have 4 pieces from the same seller. I don't even know the seller name. Is it called Thread of Magic? I think that's the Etsy seller, Thread of Magic. So there's Quidditch Match, Hogwarts Station, Ravenclaw Comic, and Ravenclaw. So those are all Harry Potter pieces, all from the same seller. Very lovely pieces. Okay, so these next 3 were pieces. I showed them in my last Flosstube video. I was trying to stitch on them during the move, but a lot of stuff happened. I never got around to actually starting them. So they're all kitted up, ready to go. All of them are Japanese related. Shuri Castle in Okinawa. We went there at least 3 times. Me, my husband, and kids. My husband went there like 4 or 5 times. It was very close to where we lived. It's a very nice historical area. If you're in the area and you want to go take a look at it, you can get some really nice views of the whole island, almost the whole island from this place, because it is kind of on a higher point. And yeah, so there's that. Love Sakura season in Japan. I have a Sakura cup from Starbucks every year that I live there. So this was from the first Sakura season. Then Mount Fuji. We went to Mount Fuji in the summer of 2023. You can drive up to the 5th station, and then we hiked from the 5th station to the 6th station and back. Not going too much into detail there, but my mom and my stepdad did go the whole way. And then yeah, that was a nice trip. I talked about it before. I'm not going to go into it now. Okay, hopefully I showed you all these before. These are just small WIPs that are for 8,000 or less, that I just want to pop in between working on the big WIPs. I can finish these within a week. There's not really much sense into putting these in boxes because they're not going to take that long to do. This one, I have it in one of the boxes. I think, hold on, it's right here. So I have, is this it? I don't know, I like this one better, the one I'm showing you right here. This is another one similar to it, where it is kind of country kitchen stuff. Here's another one. I think I want to go with the PDF. These are the original leaflets. I found PDFs on Etsy that are similar to this, but not exactly, but I like the ones on Pattern Keeper. Here is another Ravenclaw stained glass, because I need more and more stained glass. Here's another Ravenclaw robes. This piece, I'm not doing time-lapse video on it. It's just I'm referring to it as a couch piece. What is a couch piece in my definition? What I work on the couch. These are pieces I can sit on the couch and stitch while watching TV. There's not a lot of color changes. A lot of it's big areas of the same color, and I refer to it as mindless stitching because you don't have to think about it, you just stitch it, you just do it. So especially like there's so much black on here. Let me see. There's 10,000 stitches in black. 10,000, that's a lot. You're not going to want to see me doing 10,000 black stitches over and over again on time lapse, so I'm not going to put you through that, but it is a piece I want to put somewhere behind me in the future. It'll be part of my background piece eventually, so that's the reason why I'm working on it. That's the reason why I want to do it. So sorry. So yeah, that's there. Okay, and I think that's it for Pattern Keeper. Let's move on to other WIPs that I have. So I'm going into my Dropbox file, where I keep a lot of my WIPs. It's easier for me to put everything in Dropbox from my external hard drive. I can put it on here. If I need to edit anything, it's easier for me to do on my phone, and then I have it also on my laptop because that's where I keep my Pattern Keeper, so I can easily upload it onto Pattern Keeper when I'm ready to stitch on it, or I just have it sitting there until whenever I stitch on it, So going on to Pattern Keeper, let's see what other WIPs I have in here. Okay, I have a Cross Stitch Nation. This is all kitted up. I got all the specialty threads. I bought them all in Texas before I moved to Japan, but I never got around to stitching on it, but it's all 100% kitted up. Okay, so moving on to Brooks Books. If you don't know who Brooks Books is, Brooks Books, yeah, publishing. She is a designer. She's been around for a while. I first found one of her charts for the Princess series a long time ago, I believe on Stash and Loading, and then I realized that she had an Etsy shop. At the time I was still new and buying things on Etsy, so I wasn't really sure how to do things. So anyways, I ordered the whole entire Princess series, hard copy, but then I moved, so I had to contact her, and I was like, hey, I'm moving, and I didn't give you my new address, so that I can continue getting the princesses, because they're being released one every few months. So she was kind enough to send me everything on PDF to make sure I have the whole series. So I have the entire series PDF from her, which I appreciated. And then I not only have all the PDFs, I went back to her Etsy shop and I bought the accessory pack that went with the princesses. So I have all the accessory packs, and in this came the perforated paper and the beads. So all the princesses, there's 12 total. They each have their own accessory pack. I went to Michael's and I purchased one of those what are these, photo organizers. So this had like 16 boxes, I believe, and since there's 12 princesses, each princess got their own box. I put the little accessory packs in there. I purchased all the specialty threads. These do not come included in the accessory pack. You have to buy these separately. So all the princesses are all kitted up 100% with the accessories, with the specialty threads, and the regular threads and everything else. So I have all this ready to go. Unfortunately, Brooks seems to have a relapse. She's battling cancer, last I've heard. I haven't heard any new updates in several months. I believe last time I checked, her Etsy shop is still going, but right now the only thing that's listed on there are PDFs. So if you want to purchase PDFs, you can download instantly and help support her, show her some love. I hope she's doing okay, and she's still fighting. I know cancer is not easy. I've had quite a few family members who battle it, so I'm just hoping all the best for her. So yeah, I pretty much went and I purchased every single sampler she had for wedding and baby samplers. So I have all of those. I have the whole princess series. I purchased the princess accessories. I have so many of the Christmas what is it, the Christmas angels, all the witches. I have a lot of the witches, so I have so many of her pieces to do. The only one I've actually started and finished was a wedding sampler. I did that for my niece when she got married about 7 years ago. So fortunately, that's only a piece I've actually completed. So I'm hoping this year in 2025, there are 12 princesses, and I hope to complete all 12 of them. I'm gonna put pictures right here so you can see all of them. I'm hoping to have all 12 princesses stitch one princess a month. These are not big WIPs. They're not a lot of stuff going on. They're all kitted up. So that's gonna be one of my WIP Go goals, kind of. Which again, I'll explain more of my WIP Go plans and my WIP Go Flosstube video. But yes, so I'm hoping to do one princess every month for 2025, and I don't think I'll do time-lapse videos on those, but I might do reels. Once I get to stitching, you'll see why. I'm doing everything a little bit different because I do have an idea in mind of how I wanted to FFO them, and I just don't know quite exactly how to execute that. So it's gonna take some time for me to do all that. I have my Tinkerbell as well. This piece was a freebie, again, like 7 years ago or so, from Creatively Crafty. There was a whole series, I believe, of 21 Disney characters. So there was a lot of princesses, I think all the princesses, some of the princes, some of the villains, and other characters. So there's so many of them, and they're very, very long. I think on 14 count, they're like 8 inches by 26 inches. So it is a very, very, very long piece. And I plan to do all these on 18 count. So here is all the ones I'm planning on doing. I'm just doing Tinkerbell and the princesses. That's it. I'm not doing anything other than that. There's a lot of them. I'll keep this going while I look for my next folder. Okay, this is a... I'm just bringing my laptop closer to me. Okay, so I have also the blue rose. I want to do this on a white Ada. I think that will look very nice. I have the blue garden. This one is Book Pride and Prejudice. This is another Atomic Tiki Pins. Love, love, love her patterns, her charts, the colors, everything's lovely. Ooh, okay. You're going to see that I do a lot of coffee related WIPs. So here's Coffee Guide. I want to put this up in my kitchen. We have like a whole wall space right next to our coffee. I can put that up there. I also have this steampunk coffee grinder, and then I also have this coffee, I'm not sure what it's called, and then also a steampunk sewing machine. This seller has quite a few other steampunk items on her Etsy store, but these were just the 3 that I wanted to do. This is Follow Me Girl. I do plan on stitching. I have the fabric right here. This is the fabric I'm going to use. Yes, it's a little bright. There's a little bit going on here. This is not gridded up yet. It is fully kitted up. I do have all the threads and everything. I will be gridding this piece in my other friction pin video. So I'm going to show you how long it takes me. Someone did ask how long does it take me to grid up the fabric. So I'm going to use this as an example. I should probably iron this. This is very wrinkly. But I don't know, should I iron it? Because once I put it on the quantum frames, it's going to pull out all those wrinkles. I don't know. Oh, great. Okay. Moving on. I have this lovely piece right here, Gothic Coffee. Also Gothic Fairy Tales. Or Gothic Fairy Tale. I'm putting the S where it doesn't belong. And then I have this piece from Cloud Factory. I actually have 2 pieces from Cloud Factory. This one is the Harry Potter Cloud Factory. It is a very long piece. I have it all kitted up with the fabric. I dyed the fabric myself. I've had this piece for a very long time, or I had the chart for a very long time. 7 years. I need to start stitching on it soon. The other one I have is the Epic Princess. What's it called? Epic Princess Fairy Tales. Okay, it's not on here. I need to get that. I do have that one kitted up as well. I dyed the fabric for both WIPs. For the Epic Princess, it's 3 different panels. It does give you the option, because if you do the whole thing as one piece on 14 count, which I stick with what I'm comfortable with, and I'm very comfortable with 14 count. If you were to do the whole thing on a 14 count, it is 46+ inches wide. I don't have frames that long, so I'm going to do 3 panels instead. So I'm going to do the left, center, and right, and I'm going to stitch on them that way. And I believe they came out with other parts like you can add on. So I think there's a canto. Well, I know since I purchased it, they came out with the canto and cocoa. I want to know if Cloud Factory has made those so you can add them onto this. So I want to see what I can add onto it before I start stitching on it, because once you start stitching on it and you get a frame, that's it. You can't do anything more. So I need to make sure that I have all the characters I want on that piece before I start stitching on it. Moving on, I have Hogwarts Express tickets. I have done a Hogwarts Express stitch before, and then I've also done a Hogwarts Express ticket before, but this one has both together. So that will be a lovely piece in my background in the future. 3 spinners. This is a very lovely piece. I do want to start spinning thread, fibers into thread. I like that. Here are a few more pieces from Atomic Tiki Pins. A few more of her charts that I have. Actually, I'm going to put all the charts that I have right here. There's like princesses one and villains. The sugar egg, and also the wizard ornaments. And then these are, again, smaller WIPs. These are all from the same seller. They're all small, short, nice little sceneries. All these places I've been to, so I like that. Another WIP that I have that's all fully kitted up. I'm gonna put a picture right here because I don't feel like taking it out and showing you the lighting and everything. This is the Chapman of Winter. It is a Russian Imperial egg. It's part 5 of the series. I don't know how many series there is. These are hard to find. I've been looking for them and they're ridiculously expensive. I did get a hold of one. I have it fully kitted up. I have all the specialty threads. I have special easy count fabric that I purchased for this. I spent $90 on the fabric alone. I bought the special beading that it needs, and everything else. Hopefully I have enough to complete this WIP. I know threads, I don't worry about that. It's the specialty threads that I'm worried about. So yes, that's, I'm putting it right here, what that looks like. Atomic Tiki Pins, here's a picture right here. It's kitted up, it has a fabric. I dye the fabric myself. This is Anthony and Kate. I want to start stitching on this soon. Let me pull that out. This has to go on deck. I want to stitch it soon just because with the Bridgerton series, the new episodes coming, or new seasons coming out in May. So I will probably stitch on this while rewatching the previous seasons. This is not cross stitch, but it's still embroidery. It is a kit that my husband bought for me, Harry Potter. So in this kit, it has everything to do this one WIP that's right here, which is Hogwarts, and then there are a total of 10 more pieces you can do. There's only 2 pieces of fabric on here. It comes with 2 needles, 10 skeins of colors, and then these are iron-on transfers, so I'm gonna have to find the fabric myself to do these and then iron it on and then stitch them. I don't really do too much embroidery work, so that is gonna be a something new for me, and I'll probably do a time-lapse video on it in the future. Yeah. I don't think this is going to be a WIP Go piece. It will just be like a fun, just like a bonus piece for me. Moving on, I have 3 tea charts kits here. These are all kitted kits. Try not to show the charts. These are all from the same brand, same company as the Kingdom of Books. So these are the pieces I'm also having trouble with the fabric, where it's only giving you an inch of margin all the way around. I need something more than just an inch. So I will be swapping out all the fabrics. These also require you to do 3 strands of thread, 1 over 1. Or no, I'm sorry, 3 over 1. So 3 strands over 1 stitch on a 14 count. I prefer to do 2 strands, so I will be making quite a bit of changes on these when I start stitching on that. Here's another piece that I have. It is some lovely little desserts. I believe it's called a bell pull. Is it a bell pull or no? I guess you can make it a bell pull maybe. But it's a very long piece. I don't know how I'm going to finish this, but this will be going in my kitchen in the future. I don't know. Like, I would like it in my kitchen, but it doesn't fit the aesthetics. It doesn't fit the aesthetics like these do. This is Joan Elliott, their kits. So here's the first one that I have. This is a blue plate, and this is blue teacup and saucer. This is a newer version of the teapot, blue teapot. I did contact Joan Elliott and told her, like, look, I purchased some of the kits. These 2 look fine, but this one looks way off. It looks much darker, and quite a few changes on here. And she replied to me saying she's spoken to this company several times. She asked them not to change the colors and to keep them as how she had them. And they keep saying, oh, my bad. That's about it. So she said that I'm just gonna have to try to figure it out or just stitch it as is. I'm gonna swap it because I want to put all these up together, and this is gonna be very obvious how dark that is compared to these. So I'm gonna swap these, and also the design on the flower up here on the border is a bit different than these 2. These 2 are almost the same. This one is different. So I think this one's slightly darker, and I'll keep that color, but I'll keep this style. Hold on, my husband's calling me. So my husband's bringing lunch. I need to wrap this up because when my husband, as soon as he walks in and he sees me recording, he starts yelling inappropriate things. He is a Marine. If you've seen all those videos of Marines being very immature frat boys, well, my husband's not a frat boy style. Like, he doesn't drink, he doesn't party, but he's very, very, very immature. People don't believe him when he says that he's 41. Because most Marines get out way before they turn 40, and he's like the oldest one typically in the room, and he acts just like them, so they often don't believe him when he says he's as old as he is. And then he has to show them his ID and show that he was born in the early 80s, and yeah. So anyways, that just to say I need to hurry up and wrap this up. Okay, so this is Kiss Better Than I Cook. Is it's stamped cross stitch. I do have a few stamped pieces that I will be doing. I think they're in the other box. This piece is another counted cross stitch, Bake Everything with Love. I do plan on switching out all that red for a darker blue. I'm not sure exactly which blue yet, but I have quite a few blues. Blue is my favorite color. A lot of my WIPs do have some kind of blue to it, so I do have a bunch of extra blue skeins around I can easily swap it out with, or I'm gonna have to go to the store and buy some, which is fine. It's fine. But look at all that red. That's a lot of red. No, that does not fit my kitchen. This is a nice piece. My daughter already claimed it as hers. It is a counted cross stitch. I think I'll do one for myself eventually in the future with, sorry. I'll do one for myself in the future with some blues that match more my aesthetics. We lived in North Carolina for a few years. I'm trying to move this along, sorry. This is Tryon Palace. We lived in North Carolina, Newbern. Oh, my camera shuts off at around 25 minute mark. So everything's sliding, hold on. So I'm just gonna try to keep this going before my husband gets here. Tryon Palace. we lived in North Carolina near New Bern. My kids lived, two of my kids were born in New Bern. This palace is like not that far away from the hospital where they're born at. This was the governor's house. The first governor appointed by King George back when North Carolina was still under England's rule. There was a fire, the house burnt down about 10 years after Trump lived there, but there was a lot of records and everything was still kept. So back in the 50s, they were trying to put a railroad through there, and when they were doing some excavation, they found the original foundation for this house, and then they found all the records about this house, and they were able to recreate it. So this is what it looks like now. But now that I'm looking at this, I think I can make this more of the Bridgerton house. I think I'm gonna swap it out and add some I want to watch the Bridgertons again, see the house, and see how I can make this into the Bridgerton house. I think that would look very, very nice. Anyways, moving on, I have some flowers here because blue is my favorite color. And then this piece, I have another dimensions kit. This is Twilight Silhouette. I originally got this so it can be like me and my daughter. She just turned 14 and she's my height now. So I need to stitch this, or else eventually it's going to be, this is my daughter and then that's me, the little one. Moving on, I have some more dimensions kit here. These ones I've actually started. So this one is Victorian Charm. That's a bad picture, so I'm going to put another picture. I'll put another picture right here of what it's supposed to look like. So right here you can see this picture of where I'm at. I believe I'm like around 40%-ish, maybe. I don't know. Less than half, I know that much. So there's that lovely piece. This one, I purchased this 4 years ago and I did start it, but I never got around to finishing it. So here is Peacock Butterfly. I keep on calling them butterfly peacocks. But that is as far as I got. Just a little corner. And yes, I do have needle minders. I make needle minders. I have an Etsy shop. I do plan on reopening it soon with more needle minders. I have a lot of molds I've been buying over time. I couldn't sell them in Japan because shipping them out would have been really bad for the postal service. So we weren't allowed to have online shops, so we had to clog up the postal services. So I had to shut down my shop for a few years because of that. And now that I'm able to make things again and I can ship things again, I am planning on opening up my shop soon. So, okay, so I did pretty good. I've only not shown you 2 things that are in this box. I should have shown you everything else already. So, first off is this stamped cross stitch. It is all Harry Potter themed. There's 4 of them. These will also be what I refer to as couch pieces because I can sit on the couch and stitch on this. Also because it's stamped, I don't have to keep looking at the chart to double check to see what I'm stitching where. Also, let me count. I don't need lighting or better lighting. I have this lamp that I'm using right here. I can always move it over there if I need to. But for 11 count, my eyes are good enough where I don't need to have lighting there to stitch on it. There's other pieces where if I'm stitching on a 20 count, I need better lighting. So yeah, for these, there's 4 of them. Let me get it close up so you can see them all. As you can see, they're all Harry Potter related. Yeah, those are gonna be easy stitches for me. And very last, it's another kit. This is the reason why I didn't show it to you earlier, because I didn't have a digital picture to show you. Here is what it looks like. I'll probably do a better picture, put it up there. So you can see it side by side with this here. This is something a little bit different. Everything in the background, on the top part, all the sky and the trees, is all 1/1 on 14 count. So it's giving it a little bit of a different look, and I am liking it so much. I think last time I was struggling a little bit because I wasn't liking it, but now that I had a moment to put it down and I picked it up again, it's looking very, very nice. Unfortunately, this is very much a fall themed piece, and I only stitch on things when it's in season. I don't stitch on it outside of the season, so this piece is going to have to be put away until next fall if I can remember to pull it out. Normally I can see things on my pattern keeper, I can see things in my Dropbox, I can see what I have in my stash, and so I remember, oh, I have this piece, I can go ahead and pull that out. Pieces like this, I need to take a picture of it and put it on my computer, so eventually sometime I'll have it in my face so I can remind myself. If it's out of sight, it's out of mind. It's almost like it doesn't exist. So that's why this past fall I didn't stitch on this, because it was put away and I didn't have a picture of it to show me what it looks like. But all that will change because I'm making project trackers. So these, I'm going to be cutting them in half and put them in spiral binding. But you see this whole white space here and here? So this is for one WIP in the top part, and then the second part is for a different WIP. This empty white space here is for pictures. I'm going to put pictures of the different WIPs I'm working on, and then I'm going to have this on the spiral binder. So when I flip through it, I can see exactly what I have in my stash, and I can be like, okay, I haven't stitched on this in a while. I can pull it out and work on it. If you want to take a better look, there it is. If you're interested in some copies of this, I might have it on my Etsy shop very soon with the color options, different color options, so you don't have to do exactly blue. Blue is my favorite color. When I was doing with this, I was playing around with different colors. I like this one, so I'm going to keep it as this. But there's my husband again. Hold on a second. Okay, so my husband came home for lunch. I ate lunch. I put everything away already. So let me just wrap up this video. I think I showed you pretty much everything that I hope and plan to start stitching on very soon in the near future. I know it's a lot. Realistically, no, I will not start stitching on all of them in the next 3 years, but those are hopefuls, very hopeful pieces, hoping to be stitched on. I have a lot of pieces, especially a lot of large pieces. From here on out, when I purchase charts, I need to be mindful about how big they are. Some of them can be deceiving. Unfortunately, I learned that the hard way. I bought a bunch of charts thinking they're very nice. They were very cheap, so I thought they were going to be smaller pieces, but once I actually downloaded the PDF and took a look at it, the fabrics they're calling for is like 30 inches long. And these are just like small words, like little quick phrases. They should not be that big. Like what's going on? So yeah, I'm not doing those big pieces. Thankfully they're not full coverage pieces, but I don't know what's going on with those. Someone like probably made a bunch of charts thinking they can make a lot of quick money fast, not thinking realistically who's going to want to stitch that. I'm sure there's 1 or 2 people out there, not me. So for now on, I do need to be mindful on checking the sizes first before I start clicking and buying. Yeah, the pictures, what they show you on Etsy, it was very deceiving. So anyways, I have a lot of charts to do, and I have all the pictures here. Oh, you can't even see that. It's off screen, but yes, I have pictures. You probably already saw them. I popped them all here. I just went back and made sure I have all the pictures available to put here. So many to do. I have other things that are not cross stitch related, but they're Christmas related, so I need to go make sure all that is ready to go for Christmas. So for probably the next 3 weeks, yeah, we got a little less than 3 weeks for this year, and then we're done and moving on to next year. I don't think I'm gonna get much stitching done. I'm not planning on getting much stitching done. First off, I have all the Christmas gifts I need to make. I'm making scarves for the whole family. If you want to see what that looks like, this is not cross stitch related, obviously. Here's a piece that I made for my brother-in-law. I need to finish the fringe. I usually tie them up, so I probably have, well, I know I have videos on it on my other channel, Crafting with Christy, where you can see how I finish these up. I like the way that looks better than this. This is too long. I'm going to cut it down and twist them. This one is for my niece, so that brother-in-law, his daughter. She's a little bit girly, a little bit emo, and I think the pink and black will fit her personality nicely. There's some metallics also in that pink, so here's the pink fringe. Again, I will be cutting this down. I'm not leaving it like this. I just cut it off the loom yesterday. and I haven't had a chance to cut it down and twisting it. And then I have a nice dusty pink. So this is gonna be the warp, and this is gonna be the WIP. This is like an all solid pink, dusty pink color, and then this is a two-tone dusty pink color, which I think this would look nicely as the WIP. So I'm making this for my sister-in-law. So the whole family is getting little scarves for Christmas. And then for my mother-in-law, I'll be making a larger wrap for her. I have 5 or 6 different colors of yarn I'm going to use for hers. I'm going to do something different that I've never done before. So her wrap will be my little guinea pig, and I'll be finishing it the same way with the little fringe. So yeah, I'm gonna go and do that, and I need to go wrap Christmas gifts that just got delivered. And I hope you guys are doing okay and have a great holiday. Thank you so much for watching my video and listen to me ramble for so long. Again, if you have any comments or anything, go ahead and put it down below, and hopefully I can answer those in the next video. And until then, happy stitching. Bye.